Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to another edition of Klamath Falls Falcons baseball on 104.3 960 Sports and on MyBasin.com. It is the final game of the regular season, and the Falcons are at home taking on the Central Point Comets in a single 9-inning game. Glad to be with you tonight. My name is Josh Eldridge. Walter Hartley along with us tonight as we play a single benefit game for the Klamath Falls Falcons taking on the Central Point Comets. The Falcons enter play today as Area 4 South Division League champs with an 18-0 league record and a 32-4 overall mark. Central Point enters as runner-up in the South Division, 14-4 in area play, 22-6 in overall record this season. Both of these teams are state tournament bound, and a tune-up before Wednesday's big dance begins on the coast. We're going to step aside here for 2 minutes, and when we come back, we'll introduce you to today's starting lineups and get ready for first pitch on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley welcoming you back to MyBasin.com and 104.3 and 960 Sports. Ahead of first pitch today between the Klamath Falls Falcons and the Central Point Comets. Klamath Falls entering play today 18-0 in league play, 32-4 overall on the season. Losers their last time out for the Falcons, a 4-3 loss against the AAA Reno Knights. It snapped what was a 14-game winning streak for the Falcons going into that matchup, but all things considered, a 1-run loss to a recent state champion out of Nevada. I think the Falcons played pretty good yesterday, and they hope to put it all on the line out there today against Central Point, who, for their part, are winners of their last 4 consecutive ball games dating back to July 9th. It started with a win against the Medford Mavericks. They also 10-run to Siskiyou before sweeping North Jackson back on Wednesday, 5-2 and 7-2. And then, of course, here against the Falcons tonight, this is the final game for both of these teams in the regular season as Central Point is off to the state tournament beginning on Wednesday. Looks like their first opponent in the state tournament is going to be LeGrand. For the Falcons, it looks like they've drawn Everett Street, the Mechanics, for the early game on Wednesday. We'll talk more about the state tournament as we move throughout the broadcast today, but first, the starting lineups for our two teams this afternoon. We'll start with our visitors, the Central Point Comets, who are in all white today with orange brims and black caps today for the Comets. Ronix Keyser's their leadoff hitter. He's in center field today. Tyler Tracy's the second baseman batting second. Zach Harrington is at first base. He bats third, followed by Andy Sweet, the third baseman, batting cleanup. Michael Villarreal is the right fielder, batting 5th. Hitting 6th is Mitch Holland, the pitcher for Crater. Asher Simmer is in left field, batting 7th. Hitting 8th is Kellen Christensen, the catcher. And Brady Grether is the shortstop. He bats 9th tonight for the Comets. They're going up against Hunter Glidden on the mound tonight for Klamath Falls. The lineup behind him goes like this. Carson Sims is the leadoff hitter. He plays shortstop today, followed by Corbin Hamilton, the left fielder, batting 2nd. Jacoby Takini's the catcher. He hits 3rd, followed by Ian Meyer at first base, batting 4th. Hitting 5th is Colin Takini, the third baseman, followed by P.J. Safford, the designated hitter, batting 6th. Batting 7th is Trustin Thomas in right field. Ty Teeters is the second baseman. He bats 8th. And hitting 9th is the center fielder, Harley Hoblet. Falcons are again going up against Mitch Holland on the hill today for Central Point. The Falcons in their home white uniforms with Falcons written across the chest in blue text, and their blue caps with red brims today. Just a few moments away from first pitch, the final game of the 2026 regular season. The Falcons take on the Central Point Comets here at Kiger Stadium next on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley welcoming you back to Kiger Stadium on 104.3, 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Getting ready to get going tonight between the Falcons and the Central Point Comets. On the hill today for the Falcons is one Hunter Glidden. We'll take a look at the numbers for Hunter coming into play today. He's got an unblemished 6-0 record through 32 2/3 innings pitched. He has allowed 17 hits, 10 runs, only 3 earned. He walked 17 and struck out 45. An ERA of .643 coming into play today for Hunter. Walter, we saw him pitch against the Comets last time these two teams met back on June 12th. Glidden was kind of used in an emergency when the starting pitcher got a little banged up. Glidden came in, pitched 4 1/3 innings of no-hit baseball against Central Point in one of the early games this year.
Yeah, well, in both of the season openers for both of these teams, Game 1 and Game 2, I think it was kind of a wake-up moment for the Comets. They were kind of getting adjusted to Legion baseball, kind of building their team. But since then, they've played a lot better, and hopefully it'll be a bit of a challenge today.
Yeah, since that date on June 12th, the Comets have only lost 4 games. One on June 29th. They lost on the 7th and the 9th of July, but since then, it's been all wins for Central Point. I think you're exactly right. That game doubleheader on June 12th against the Falcons certainly served as a wake-up call because they ran off a string of 5 straight wins after that. Seemingly a different team coming into this one today. Again, the Comets won the season series last year against the Falcons. They won the league championship last year, but this year the Falcons were able to sweep the first doubleheader, claim a league title before even having to face them a second time, and so that's partially why this game was moved from a doubleheader to a single 9-inning game. Still will count towards the overall record. Still, I imagine, will be counted as a league game, of course. But not having to play 2 games tonight, save a little pitching for both of these teams as they both get ready for an Oregon Single-A state tournament appearance beginning on Wednesday.
A little preview of a matchup that might happen in the state tournament.
Yeah, both of these teams share the same half of the bracket, so not only a league matchup, but a potential second-round matchup, too. First pitch from Hunter Glidden, called a strike to Ronix Keyser, the leadoff hitter for the Comets. He takes strike 1 on the outside third of the plate. Glidden set with the 0-1 pitch. Here it comes to Keyser. That one's going to dip low and away. The count is 1-1 to Keyser. Keyser was 1 for 2 in the one game that he played against Klamath Falls in the nightcap on June 12th. He also had an RBI in that game. Count is a ball and 2 strikes to Keyser after Glidden gets ahead here. The pitch on the way from Hunter. He kicks and delivers. It is looked at for a ball low. 2-2. Jacoby Takini, the other half of the Falcons battery, will introduce you to the defense after this leadoff hitter. And Ronix Keyser works things even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The delivery from Glidden is going to miss low. The count is 3-2. Tyler Tracy is on deck for Crater. Only just getting started today from Kiger Stadium.
You know, we talk about improving throughout the season. One thing that I think Hunter Glidden has learned from his teammates throughout the season is kind of a rhythm on the mound. I think he pitches a lot quicker now than he did at the beginning of the season.
I think a lot of comfortability, a lot of reps. You know, we talk so much about the summer season and how it's gone, but Glidden also, member of the Henley varsity team, pitched deep into the playoffs with Henley as well. And so he's had a lot of reps this year and certainly feeling comfortable. It's been one of his most impressive campaigns yet this year as he starts out Tyler Tracy with a strike after delivering the leadoff walk to Ronix Keyser. Tracy falls behind here 0-1. Tracy was 0 for 2 in the first time they played the Falcons this season. That was the game in which Glidden pitched 4 1/3 of no-hit baseball in relief, en route to an 11-0 win. Now he works ahead of Tracy, no balls and 2 strikes. After Tracy in the Comets order, Zach Harrington. Move over to first. Tag applied to Keyser, but he's back safely. Around the diamond today for the Falcons, Colin Takini's at third, Karsten Sims at short. Ty Taters is at second with Ian Meyer at first. In the outfield, it's Hamilton in left, Hoblet in center, and Thomas in right. The 0-2 pitch rolls to the plate. Takini thought about backpicking Keyser at first and then thought better of it. The count's 1-2 to Tyler Tracy after that pitch missed low. It's 87 degrees here in the Klamath Basin. Wind blowing a little bit in from center field. As the 1-2 is on its way home and is looked at wide for a ball. A throw down to first, but again Keyser back safely on the pickoff attempt from Takini.
The air a little bit clearer here than it was a couple of games ago.
Yeah, not only here at home, but then yesterday over in Medford, too. That smoke was really settling in, but pretty nice this evening. The 2-2 is a bouncer towards the left side, just past the mound. Colin Takini charging, but he's not able to come up with it. And an infield single will advance Keyser to second. Tracy's aboard at first, and it brings up Zach Harrington with 2 on and nobody out. Tough ball for Colin to get to, and certainly ruled an infield single there.
Yeah, it came off the bat kind of like a bunt would. Just a little dribbler, and the grass is kind of thicker here at Kiger Stadium, and that didn't really help it either.
Yeah, kind of slow rolls just a little bit past the mound, but now it's up to Glidden to try to work himself out of a jam here. Corners playing in, protecting the bunt. Middle infield ready to turn a double play, unless Harrington, of course, lays down that bunt, but he's tardy on the fastball, falls behind 0-1. Harrington had a little bit of success against the Falcons. He was 2 for 3 in the nightcap last time these two teams met, but no extra base hits in that game. Central Point never really drove the ball. They only wound up with 6 hits in that contest, and Harrington with 2 of them. The 0-1, Glidden pumps the fastball by him again, and the count is 0-2 to Harrington with Andy Sweet due up next for Central Point.
Back-to-back 0-2 counts for Hunter Glidden. Let's see if he can capitalize on this one.
Glidden set, takes a look back at the runner at second, Keyser. Now motions home with the 0-2 and misses upstairs with the fastball. Not a bad pitch to try to get Harrington to chase, but I think he missed a little too high with that one. We'll see where Glidden goes now. Still working ahead of Harrington. Ball and 2 strikes the count. Teeters keeping the runner, Keyser close at second, but Glidden motions home instead. The 1-2 is hit well to the right side, but foul, and the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Pretty good crowd in attendance tonight in the Klamath Basin. Tiger Stadium has been lively once again this year. Probably pushing 200 fans in attendance today is a benefit for these two teams as they prepare for the state tournament. There's options online to financially support the Falcons if you're able to as well. Hold that thought for just a moment as a towering fly ball is hit to shallow right field, and making the catch in foul territory is Trustin Thomas. Ran about a quarter mile to bring that one in, but he does so successfully, and it brings up Andy Sweet.
Good athletic play, exactly what you want from a right fielder.
With 1 out in the inning, 2 men stay on for Andy Sweet. Like I said, if you go to Klamath Falls Falcons Baseball on Facebook, there's a Venmo link you can contribute. The Falcons look to raise what's estimated to be above $25,000 for this trip coming up to the state tournament with rooms and food and experiences and all that stuff. So if you're able to and you're able to be generous, the Falcons would certainly appreciate that. As the first pitch to Andy Sweet misses outside, 1-0. Also want to give a shout to the gang at Klamath Falls Subaru and Rob Cedar for stepping up, donating vans to get the team to state this year with it being on the coast. Nice little probably 5-hour trip or close to it. As Sweet pops one sky high behind home plate. Jacoby Tacchini makes the catch, and there's 2 gone in the inning. Keyser stays at second, Tracy still at first. Villarreal is due up next.
Back-to-back flyouts in foul territory for the Falcons. This is exactly what they needed. Just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, trying to keep these hitters off balance, which is good. I mean, even the one base hit that we've seen this inning was just a dribbler in the infield that third baseman couldn't properly play. So Glidden so far keeping hitters off balance through the first 4. Now trying to do the same to the left-handed hitting Michael Villarreal. Game starting right fielder for Central Point. The pitch from Glidden starts with a curveball, starts away from the lefty, but then bends back over the plate. And the count is 0-1 to Villarreal with the pitcher, Mitch Holland, due up next. Sims trying to keep the runner in scoring position close. Glidden comes set, takes a look at him, but now motions home. The 0-1 looked at for a strike. Another curveball, I think that time from Glidden. Villarreal thought that was low. He's shaking his head, but he's going to have to protect anyway in an 0-2 count. We'll see if Glidden can continue to exploit the lower third of the zone against the lefty. Glidden comes set, but then immediately steps off. Might be one to second pitch or just trying to readjust, catch himself out there, but he's ready to go. Gets the signal in from Tacchini, now is set. Glidden looks in and delivers the 0-2. High fastball swung on and missed. Great pitch mix from Glidden. And after a couple of leadoff base runners, sets down the next 3 guys to leave them both stranded. We go scoreless to the bottom half of the first next on mybasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
Mitch Holland on the hill for Central Point today as we get ready for the bottom of the first inning. This will be the first time this year that the Falcons have seen the right-hander Mitch Holland as he comes from Central Point, Crater High School, class of 2028, as are most of these Central Point Comets going to be juniors next year. There's only a couple of guys that are elevating seniors, Harrington, Cornett, and Sweet, a couple of younger kids, but for the most part, this Comets group made up of kids who are going to be juniors next year in high school, and Holland part of that bunch. He's going up against the Falcons order again, goes like this: Carson Sims, Corbin Hamilton, Jacoby Takini, the top three in the order. Yesterday for the Falcons, a 4-3 loss against the Reno Knights. They were walked off in the bottom of the seventh inning. But Walter, in that game, the Falcons fell behind 3-0. Took them a while to get going, but as has been typical for this season, this team finds a way to get runs across even when the deck is kind of stacked against them.
Well, let's look at how many hits each team had. Will you bring that up?
Yeah, so yesterday the Falcons finished with, we'll get there, 10 hits. And Reno had 3. So left a couple of guys on base, if that's where you're going for sure. But not for lack of opportunities yesterday.
Well, we had bases loaded with 1 out, and then a strikeout and a ground out ended that inning. And then we had a couple of other innings where we just really had it going on the bats. And then when we got up to bat, it's almost like the yips or something happened and couldn't finish it out. Couldn't finish it.
Hoping for a bit more success today. After that loss last night snapped a 14-game winning streak, the Falcons look to start one anew in the tail end of the season. The first pitch to Carson Sims misses wide. Count is 1-0. In the loss yesterday, Carson was 1 for 4. He singled in the 3-run fifth inning and scored in that inning for the Falcons yesterday. The 1-0 pitch to Sims is hit foul. Count is even. A ball and a strike to Carson. After Sims, again, Hamilton is due up next for the Falcons as Carson digs back into the right-handed batter's box. Holland delivers the 1-1. Called a strike on the outer third, about belt high, as Sims now has to protect in a 1-2 count. Last time that the Falcons played Central Point, Sims was 2 for 6 across both games and scored 4 runs. The 1-2 to Sims, the ground ball sent out towards short. Grether is up with it. The throw to first takes the first baseman off the bag, and Harrington cannot apply the tag. And so Sims is going to reach on the error to lead off the bottom of the first inning, and it brings up Corbin Hamilton.
That was such good hustle from Carson. If he hadn't hustled, he wouldn't have been able to beat the tag at first base. And so never give up on a play.
Great job there by Carson. Put the ball in play, hustle, good things happen. And here's Corbin Hamilton. Hamilton, last time these two teams met up, was 1 for 3 with an RBI. That was his performance in the nightcap, an 11-1 win for the Falcons. It was 11-1 and 11-0 when these two teams last met on Friday, June the 12th. For the Falcons at that point, it was only their second and third games of the year as Hamilton tries to lay down a bunt, but he fouls it off himself. He falls behind 0-1. Of course, a lot has happened since those games in early June. 30-plus games for both of these teams since then. And I kind of like that. You see your rival at the beginning of the year, and you see them at the very end, and see how you've each progressed. This final game of the regular season is one that I've been looking forward to ever since the schedule came out. I'll have to wait on the 0-1 as they check on Sims again over at first. He's again back safely. And with Hamilton showing bunt, they might be concerned about Sims trying to get a head start. Could even go first to third on a bunt as Hamilton looks to lay one down, and he does in front of the mound. The pitcher comes off the mound, and Holland is able to make the throw to first in time. Sims into scoring position now for Jacoby Takini.
I saw when Carson was on first base, I saw him and the first baseman talking a little bit out there. When you were a first baseman, did you strike up a lot of conversations with the base runner?
I tried. No one wanted to talk to me. I don't know if it was if I just looked funny or if they didn't like me or if I smelled bad or what. But
no fraternizing with the enemy.
Yeah, I would try to, hey, nice hit, man, you know. Nope, nothing. None of that, I guess.
Oh, man.
Here's the first pitch to Jacoby Takini. That pitch misses low, 1-0. When I was a catcher, too, I used to chat up the batters, but no one wanted to talk to me. So I guess maybe I wasn't very good at it, or I don't know. But
Well, you're good at it now.
I guess.
Did you ever
Yeah,
chat?
stick it to him. Look at him now. Who's talking now? The 1-0 to Jacoby Tacchini is going to miss outside. 2-0. The count to Jacoby, having a fantastic season this year, supplemented by another good performance yesterday against Reno. Finished 1 for 4, got on base a couple of times, but his error helped the Falcons score some runs in the 5th inning.
Did you ever try to chat up the ump when you were behind the plate?
He tried to be nice to him, but I don't want to say anything that might get me in trouble. So I directed all my speaking to the hitters for the most part. 2-0, rocket line drive into left field and a base hit. Sims is going to score no problem in an RBI single for Jacoby Tacchini. The Falcons are on the board in the bottom of the 1st inning.
Blazing speed from Carson Sims.
Yeah, he got home in a hurry. For Tacchini, by the way, RBI number 62 on the season as Sims comes in and scores a run. Number 54 on the year for him, leads the team in that category by a significant margin. It brings up Ian Meyer. As, by the way, I believe that's Chase Barrett out there on the base paths for the Falcons, replacing Tacchini as the courtesy runner. So in steps Ian Meyer. Meyer, along with Colin Tacchini and P.J. Safford, honored before the game today as they are playing their final games at Kiger Stadium. A hit and run. Meyer chops one towards second, and it is through with the second baseman out of position. Barrett looking to go first to third, and he does as the throw is airmailed into the dugout. And Barrett should be able to get home from this one, and he does on the error. And so a run scores. It is 2-0 Falcons here in the bottom of the 1st inning. Meyer winds up at second after the error, and it brings up Colin Tacchini.
What did the ump call there?
So what we were waiting on was the ball went out of play. The question was Barrett on third to get that extra base to go home or not. And so that's what they're deliberating. And it seems like they're still deliberating it right now.
Okay.
Not quite exactly sure what there is to discuss, but I think they're going to stick with the play stands. And so Barrett gets the extra base being home on the ball that was airmailed into the Falcons dugout. Meyer stays at second. And in steps Colin Tacchini as the Falcons lead 2-0 in the bottom of the 1st inning. Like I said, Colin, one of 3 Falcons honored before the game, playing their final home games of their career, hoping for a couple more weeks left of the regular season with the state tournament coming up next week and a potential regional in Casper, Wyoming after that. Of course, that's counting that all things go well at the state tournament for the Falcons. But Colin Tacchini hoping this is far from his last game in the red, white, and blue. The 1-0 pitch on the way to Tacchini is waved at and missed. The count is even to the Falcons' third baseman. On the season, Colin batting .372. Got a man in scoring position. He's got 31 RBIs this season. That's third most on the club. Pitch to Tacchini, hit sky high right side, but foul. 1-2 the count to Colin. And P.J. Safford is due up next. Sims reached on a leadoff error. Hamilton bunted him over, and then back-to-back singles have led to 2 runs here, aided by a couple of errors as well for Central Point as that pitch misses inside to Tacchini. Central Point committed 4 errors in Game 1 of a doubleheader against the Falcons on the 12th. They also committed 2 more in the nightcap. So the Falcons can continue to play hard and take advantage of some defensive miscues. They'll be in good shape for the rest of the night. They've already taken advantage here in the first. And a 3-2 count right now to Colin Tacchini. Only one man on. All right. Set on the mound is Mitch Holland. And the pitch home is going to ring up Tacchini on a pitch way out of the zone. Oh, no. Tacchini's the second casualty in the inning. That was a rough one. It brings up P.J. Safford.
Can we get a replay on that?
Yikes. Sometimes you're left speechless, I suppose. Safford digging in. He's got a chance to drive in Meyer, who still stands at second. Here's the pitch. That one bounces. That's a ball. 1-0. Trustin Thomas is due up next for the Falcons if the ascending continues and Safford's able to find a way on base.
Can you argue a strikeout?
I wouldn't.
If you're Coach Teeters, can you?
That's a quick way to leave the game early.
Okay. All right.
1-0 pitch on the way from Holland. Off speed, misses up. The count is 2-0 to Safford. Pitched a great game, all things considered, yesterday against Reno, despite being hung with the loss. The Knights walked him off in the bottom of the 7th inning, but you look at the line score, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts. Safford pitched a great game yesterday, trying to knock in a run with his bat here as a strike is called against him, 2-1. Looked like it caught the outside part of the plate, about thigh-high to Safford. He still works ahead, 2-1. Holland set, takes a long look at Meyer at second. The second baseman, Tracy, returns home. And now the 2-1 pitch is going to miss upstairs, 3-1 to PJ.
You know, being a ref or an ump is kind of a tough thing because if you're bad at your job, you got people questioning your judgment. But also judgment is your job. So a lot of people don't want to be confronted with that reality that they might. I'm not calling this ump bad. But
3-1 line to right field. Turning third and staying at third is Ian Meyer. Runners at the corners here with 2 outs. And it brings up Trustin Thomas.
I don't know if there's another. I guess my point is I don't know if there's another job where you get as confronted with your, with how bad you are at your job as being an ump.
Yeah, I think people also have a lot of opinions on it too. I mean, we talked about it yesterday in Medford. Where if you can go, I mean, we didn't talk about the strike zone yesterday until the 5th inning, and that's the sign of a guy who's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it took us all the way to the bottom of the 1st inning today. But regardless, still plenty of game to go. Thomas a chance to drive in a run, and those hitters going to have to protect that outside part if it's going to be there today. Thomas inches a little bit closer to the plate than maybe some of his other counterparts to begin this at-bat. They throw over to first, but Safford is back safely. As just poked one the other way. Able to stick around and continue this inning for the Falcons with Meyer at third and Safford at first. The delivery home to Trustin Thomas is called a strike right over the heart of the plate, 0-1. Yesterday, in the game against Reno, Trustin was 2 for 3, had a single in the 2nd and 4th inning, and also struck out in that contest. Set is Holland, and the pitch home. Thomas watches one miss up near his hands. Count is even to Trustin, batting .312 on the season. He's been hot, riding a 7-game hitting streak coming into play today, as he works even with the pitcher Harrington, and another move over to first, and again Safford is back safely. Thomas on the season, a guy you like to have in these RBI spots. 25 runs batted in this season as he takes a pitch below the knees. Count is 2-1 to the Falcons right fielder. Ty Teeters is due up next. Wind has died down a little bit here at Kiger. Was blowing in a little while ago, but now is stagnant. It's the flag over the center field fence 400 feet away. The 2-1 is going to miss outside. 3-1. Down the lines here at Kiger Stadium, 325. And again, 380 to straightaway center field. Outfield playing a little bit shallow in center, but Thomas can place one out there nicely. Would certainly earn himself an RBI. This one is lifted to the right side, but in foul territory and out of play. Count is full to Trustin.
Trustin Thomas is certainly a player that you want up in these situations. He actually hits a lot better when there is a runner in scoring position than his usual batting average.
He also racks up those extra base hits in these spots too. 11 total extra base hits on the season. Trying to drive one here. He's got a full count. Safford often moving, and the pitch is fisted out towards second base. Tracy is up with it and makes the catch on the fly to end the inning. But the Falcons score a pair, aided by a couple of Comets errors. They lead going to the top half of inning number 2 next on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Rob, why do you think so many families choose Subaru here?
Because they're built for real life here in Southern Oregon.
All-wheel drive, safety, and room for everything from kids to camping gear.
And we've got Subarus in stock, ready to go when you are.
Plus, we're locally owned and deeply involved in the community.
When you buy from us, you buy from a dealership that supports Klamath Falls. Stop by and say hi.
Friendly, local, and easy to work with. That's us at Klamath Falls Subaru, right on Washburn Way.
Top half of the second inning at 6, 7, and 8 in the order. Due up for the Comets, Mitch Holland, Asher Simmer, and Kellen Christensen against Hunter Glidden. The Falcons have a 2-run lead after the first inning. They scored 2 runs on 3 hits. Again, they were aided by a couple of errors from Central Point, but a chance to keep good times rolling here for Hunter Glidden. After a couple of leadoff base runners in the first, Glidden retired 3 straight to get himself out of that inning. And he starts with a firm fastball on the inner third against Mitch Holland. The count is 0-1. Holland, last time these two teams played, was 2 for 3. Only a couple of singles against the Falcons. And here, Holland fooled on the upstairs fastball, checked his swing, certainly went around. And Glidden has got the heater working here early. The count is 0-2. And going back-to-back fastballs, Glidden can do just about whatever he wants here in the 0-2. Goes off speed, and it's hit the opposite way foul. Holland sticks around to see another. Chance to start a rally for his own side after being the starting pitcher and giving up a pair in the bottom half of the first. Here's the 0-2 from Glidden. Fastball misses low. That might have bounced to the plate. Takini, nice job to pick it out of the dirt there. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Holland. Asher Simmer is due up next. Glidden delivers the pitch. Swung on and missed on the outside part. Down goes Holland. Back-to-back strikeouts dating back to last inning for Glidden. There's 1 out in the second. And now it brings up the aforementioned Asher Simmer. Simmer 0 for 1 the last time these two teams met on June 12th. He was also 0 for 2 in the first game, so all does that to say that still looking for his first hit against the Falcons this year. First offering from Glidden pulled the string on Simmer, who was way out in front of that first pitch, 0-1. After Simmer, it's Kellen Christensen due up next for Central Point. The 0-1 from Glidden. Checks the swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, as Simmer chased a pitch that was well in the dirt. Glidden has these hitters off balance to start the second, working ahead of the left fielder 0-2. Here's the pitch. Another off speed, another check swing. This time he held up in time, and they're going to say he went around. They check with the base umpire, and he says that Simmer went all the way. And after a drop third strike and a tag applied, Glidden picks up another strikeout, and it brings up Kellen Christensen. 3 straight strikeouts for Glidden, including his one to set down the first. And here's the first pitch to Christensen. That one's going to miss low, 1-0. After Christensen in the order, Brady Grether is due up next for Central Point. Christensen 0 for 3 when these two teams last met. The 1-0 pitch from Glidden is a knee-high fastball on the outer third. Called a strike, might have been a little bit low against Christensen, but again, with the way that zone has been today, those hitters going to have to protect. Glidden, for his part, able to exploit that location. The 1-1 home. Goes on the outer third again. Takini sticks it there. Nice job. 1-2, the count to Christensen. Glidden trying to strike out the side here. Comes set with the 1-2. Kicks and delivers and does just that. A late call at home, and Christensen is sent packing for strike 3. Glidden strikes out the side, and we go to the bottom half of the second in a 2-0 ball game on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters matters most.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
8-9-1 due up for the Falcons in this half inning. It's Ty Teeters, Harley Hoblet, and Carson Sims against Mitch Holland and the Central Point Comets. Both of these teams tuning up for the Oregon Single-A State Tournament tonight. If you go to the Klamath Falls Falcons baseball Facebook page, there's an opportunity for you to give to the Falcons and make a donation as they prepare for a state tournament trip on Wednesday, needing to raise upwards of $25,000 for things like rooms and busing, transportation, food, all that kind of stuff. So if you're able to give, there's an opportunity for you to do so via Venmo on the Falcons baseball Facebook page. And also, everyone who's in attendance tonight has contributed. There's raffles going on this evening. It's youth baseball night. Kids 12 and under have gotten in for free. We've got quite a few folks packed the stands here at Kiger Stadium tonight. So it's a great way to close out the regular season. And, well, the Falcons are leading right now anyway. So the crowd is happy. Falcons looking to keep them that way. Teeters, then Hoblet, then Sims do up this half. All right, Ty digging in here against Mitch Holland. First pitch on the way. It's going to miss high and in near the hands. Teeters having to bend out of the way of that one. The count is 1-0. Yesterday in the loss against Reno, Ty Teeters was 1 for 3. He singled in his first at-bat, followed it up with 2 strikeouts, but trying to start out on the right foot again today. The 1-0 misses in. 2-0 to Ty Teeters.
I noticed that we're using some different bats today. Did the Falcons get some new bats?
You know, there's probably a handful of selected ones in there that the boys bring to the ballpark, and you just kind of switch. It's a lot of superstition. I can recall when I was playing, I was using my own bat a lot, really stinking up the joint. But I switched to one of my teammates' bats, hit a triple, never used my bat for the rest of the season. 3-0 the count to Ty Teeters. Here's the pitch. Misses upstairs. Teeters works a walk to lead off the inning, and it brings up Harley Hoblet.
Dad, I understand that this bat is $450. It's just bad voodoo.
Yeah, that's basically what I had to say after every game. Why don't you use the bat we bought you? It's not getting me hits, Dad. I don't know what to tell you. You bought me a bat with a hole in it, I guess. Harley Hoblet getting ready to step in for the Falcons. Hoblet, last time out against Reno, was 1 for 3, singled in the 6th inning of that game. Shows a bunt here, lays one down the first base line. Harrington comes up with it off the hill. A nice play by the pitcher to underhand toss to first. But Teeters advances into scoring position after Harley sacrifices himself. We go back to the top for Sims. Got to give credit to Mitch Holland on that play. Not an easy one to make at all.
Yeah, and to be able to beat out an athletic guy like Harley Hoblet as well. Yeah, well played.
Sims getting ready to dig in now for the Falcons. Reached base his last time up. Although it was on an error, he still scored a run. And now a chance with a runner in scoring position for Carson. His team leading by 2 runs, bottom of the 2nd inning. Pitch is going to miss wide, maybe a touch high, as Sims works ahead here, 1-0. Carson on the season bats .393. Gets on base about 50% of the time. Here's the 1-0 home. Watches that one dip beneath the zone. Counts 2-0 to Carson. Corbin Hamilton is due up next for the Falcons. They'll be playing the Everett Street Mechanics in the opening round of the Single-A State Tournament. That's a 9 a.m. first pitch from North Bend on Wednesday. As far as the Falcons go in this postseason, state tournament and hopefully beyond, we'll be with you right here where you find us now, 104.3 960 Sports and on mybasin.com. The interesting thing is if you look at the bracket, Central Point Comets on the same half of the bracket as the Falcons. They play LeGrand in the 3 o'clock game on Wednesday. So the Falcons, depending on their own result, would play the winner or the loser of that Central Point LeGrand game. Sims lines one to shortstop. It's caught by the shortstop. They go to Tracy for the double play. A 6-4 double play gets the Comets out of the inning, and the Falcons still lead 2-0 as we go to the top half of the third next on mybasin.com.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Top half of inning number 3. Klamath Falls Falcons take on the Central Point Comets tonight at Kiger Stadium. It's Brady Grether, Ronix Keyser, Tyler Tracy due up this half. That's 9-1-2 in the Central Point order against Hunter Glidden, who is working hard for the Falcons. The one time through the lineup, he's got 4 strikeouts. And be curious to see how the Falcons manage pitching tonight, as we are concerned about eligibility for the state tournament. And first pitch is hit foul. If you're curious about the pitch count for Hunter Glidden, he just offered up pitch number 34 on the night. My thinking is we'll see guys throw 45 this evening, but I'm not privy to those conversations, so can't say for sure. The 0-1 pitch is going to miss upstairs. Count is 1-1 to Brady Grether. Was responsible for the double play that got the Comets out of the bottom half of the second inning when a line drive was hit to him, and he was able to turn and throw to second to catch a runner who was out of position. Hits a line drive to Teeters, who knocks it down, recovers to throw to first in time. A great play by Teeters. And they go mano a mano there, kind of on the defensive end, as he retires Grether, and it goes back to the top here for Ronix Keyser. Keyser walked his first time up, was left stranded in scoring position in the first inning. Getting his second look at Glidden today, who's really coasted through the first time of the order after allowing 2 leadoff base runners in the first. We'll see if Central Point has made any adjustments on how they attack or approach their at-bats with Glidden, as he misses upstairs to Keyser on the first pitch. 1-0. On deck is Tyler Tracy. The 1-0 home from Glidden is fouled straight back. The count is even. A ball and a strike to Keyser. Keyser, class of 28 at Crater High School. Again, Central Point finishing second in Area 4 South. You can check in on Area 4 North. No, the Eugene Ole's have clinched that league. Here's a bouncer towards the left side. Sims backhands it in the gap, but is unable to make the play as he short hops the first baseman despite a quality effort. We've got time called, and I don't think there was any interference. Meyer dove for the baseball to try and stop it from getting behind him, and the players got tripped up on each other, but Meyer was certainly making a play on the baseball. And so,
if anything, it kind of saved the runner at first, because Jacoby Takini was right behind him backing up. He would have gunned him down at second if he had gone.
Yeah, smart play. Jacoby doing the right thing there, backing up that throw. So that is ruled an infield single there for Keyser. And the runner is on the move on the very first pitch. It's a swing and a miss. The throw down is high, and sliding in underneath the tag is Keyser. And we've got batter's interference, as Tracy was out of the batter's box for sure by the time Takini threw that baseball. And we could see it from up here that he was in front of home plate. And so they're calling the runner out because of it. And so Keyser is gone, and Tracy is ahead in the count 0-1. And coach is going to argue his case, but Keyser swung so hard that he swung himself out of the batter's box, hands down.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a rare sight to see someone steal on Jacoby Takini at home, but that interference must have been what it was.
So the count will be 0-1 to Tracy as he swung and missed at that pitch. Tracy is 1 for 1 in the ball game today. He singled in the first inning. And here's the pitch. Glidden misses wide with the fastball. Count is even to Tyler Tracy. Tracy, another guy, class of 28 from Crater High School. The 1-1. That one is looped in for a strike. Glidden going a little off speed on the inside part with that one, but he's got 2 strikes on the hitter now, Tyler Tracy. Zach Harrington is hoping for a chance this inning, but Glidden looking to sit down Tracy. Here's the 1-2. This one line to right center field. Going to be tough to get to, but Trustin Thomas runs a long way and tracks it down for the third out in the third inning. The Falcons carry a 2-run lead to the bottom half next on mybasin.com.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
Got a new pitcher out there for Central Point. It looks like Chase Austin, the class of 29 Crater representative, getting warmed up out there. He'll take over in place of Mitch Holland. Let's see, is there any other defensive changes here? Doesn't look like it for Central Point, as, again, it's Chase Austin. Can close the book on Mitch Holland on the day. Holland pitched 2 innings, allowed 3 hits, 2 unearned runs. He walked 1 and struck out 1. And so as Chase Austin gets ready to face the Falcons, he has pitched against the Falcons previously this season, although he only had to record 1 out. And so small sample size for him. He'll get to work through a little bit more of the Falcons order here today, as it'll be Corbin Hamilton, Jacoby Tacchini, and Ian Meyer to lead off the bottom half of the third inning in a 2-0 ball game.
Last time up, Corbin Hamilton had a sacrifice bunt, so it'll be good to see him swing away here.
First pitch, waved at and missed. Hamilton falls behind 0-1. Corbin on the season, the team's 3rd leading hitter, batting .450 entering play tonight. Here's the offering from Chase Austin. Hamilton grounds one over to shortstop. Up with it is Grether, slings it across the diamond. It takes Harrington off the base, but Harrington applies the tag, and Hamilton is the first casualty of the bottom of the third inning. Brings up Jacoby Tacchini. Singled in the first inning, knocked in a run, and when he was courtesy ran for by Chase Barrett scored his run. And so positively contributing to the offense tonight for Jacoby, although that's old news by this point. Leads the team in RBI 61, second on the team in average, batting .470 coming into play today as he takes ball 1 beneath the knees over the plate, 1-0. Jacoby also leads the team in extra base hits this season with 16 of those. Takes one on the inside part of the plate, about thigh high, but certainly missed the zone. 2-0 to Tacchini, as Ian Meyer is due up next. Austin out of the windup. Here's the pitch. That one letter high over the plate, ruled a strike. 2-1. Tacchini should be familiar with a bit of a wide strike zone tonight, as he's been dealing with it as the Falcons catcher. That one nearly came in and hit him, and they're going to say it did hit him. And so Tacchini's going to get a free pass with 1 out in the third, and it brings up Ian Meyer. Chase Barrett coming in to run for Jacoby, as has been customary. So Barrett aboard at first and Meyer at the plate.
If you're going to get hit by a pitch, that's the way to do it right there. Looked like it barely glanced off of him. He's kind of smiling as he goes down back to the dugout. He knows that he got that he did not get blasted on that one.
Yeah. Dance out of the way. Have it hit your shoelaces. Take a base. Here's the first pitch to Ian Meyer. Austin set. Delivers. Meyer waves and fouls one off. Count is 0-1. Ian 1 for 1 tonight. He singled in the first inning. Got as far as third base before the inning ended. But getting his first look tonight at Chase Austin. Runner on is Chase Barrett. 0-1 the count to Meyer. Set is Austin. Barrett leads off first and then is going to take off, but is caught in the middle. They throw to tag him out. Barrett left way early and is out. There's 2 outs in the inning, and Meyer still at the plate. Not exactly sure what Barrett saw there to leave early.
I don't think Coach Teeters knows either.
But regardless, that is going to be the second out in the inning. Count stays 0-1 to Meyer. And here's the pitch home. Misses wide. 1-1. And Austin, when he came set, he doesn't look like the typical right-hander. Typically, they'll look glove side to check on first. When he set, he was looking to his throwing side, so kind of behind him. I'm not sure if that was something that maybe tripped Barrett up or what the case might be, but yeah, he was a fish out of water there on the base paths, and there's 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, basically dead center.
Here's the 2-1. Meyer swings underneath that one, and there's 2 strikes on the Falcons' first baseman. Colin Tacchini is due up next if the inning continues. We're in the bottom half of inning number 3 of a 2-0 ball game. The Falcons lead as Meyer watches one dip beneath the zone. Counts full. Meyer, guy who gets on base about 55% of the time in a full count. The 3-2 hits him. Double digits for Meyer, being hit by a pitch this year, the big 1-0. He'll take first with 2 outs in the third. It brings up Colin Tacchini.
Congrats. Congrats on being targeted.
Yeah, team leader in that category. Don't forget it. Colin 0 for 1 tonight, struck out in the first inning. The second batter in a row that Chase Austin has hit. Remember, he hit Tacchini as well before Barrett was picked off. So Tacchini going to back off the plate a little bit as Austin pushes across strike 1. Inside third of the plate, about belt high. Tacchini, now he's seen it. And a chance to dig back in and try to chase that fastball from Austin again. Modest lead off of first for Meyer. They move over to first. And back safely is Meyer. And you can see what I was talking about with Austin kind of looking over his throwing side to check on that runner at first. Atypical, but it's worked for him so far. Here's the 0-1. Tacchini rolls a ground ball through the left side and a base hit for him. Meyer advances to second. And a couple of 2-out base runners for the Falcons brings up P.J. Safford here in the bottom of the third inning of a 2-0 ball game.
You know, I noticed that Tacchini was set up in the middle of the box, and it made me wonder. I don't really see many players crowding the plate on this team. Is there a reason why?
I wouldn't know. Here's the first pitch to P.J. Safford. We're going to have to wait just a moment as Chase Austin steps off. Takes a look back at Meyer, who's being held on the base by Tracy. But Tracy going to return to his normal position ahead of the 0-1. Pitch to Safford. Ruled the ball. Counts even to him. Pardon me. I believe the count's 1-0 to Safford as Austin stepped off before the first pitch. Safford singled in the first inning, was left stranded at that corner bag in the first. But a chance to drive in a run here with 2 outs in the inning. Austin steps off again. After Safford in the order is Trustin Thomas. Love to get him up with a couple of guys on if Safford can come through in a big spot here. PJ on the season batting .341 for the Falcons. The 1-0 home. Safford bounces one towards the left side. Charging is Grether. Slings it to first in time. And that will retire the side in the third inning. The Falcons get a couple of base runners with 2 outs, but they leave them both stranded. They do carry a lead to the top half of the fourth next on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Getting set for the top half of the fourth inning of a 2-0 ball game on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Quick check of the line score for our two teams today. For the Klamath Falls Falcons, who lead, they've got their 2 runs on 4 hits. They've committed no errors tonight. Central Point, no runs, 2 hits, 2 errors. Zach Harrington to lead off this inning. The first pitch to him is going to miss upstairs and in, nearly hit him. And the count is 1-0 to Harrington. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Harrington flew out to right field in the first. Glidden works predominantly out of the stretch, comes set. Harrington tall in the right-handed batter's box. Waits the pitch, and it misses upstairs. 2-0. Harrington, he stands tall in that box and then kind of has a tall leg kick, bends his knees, keeps his weight back. He's got a lot of motion in that swing, but he packs a lot of power into it as well. As it is a 3-0 count to Harrington, who earned all conference honors this year out of the Midwestern League in the 5A class for the Crater Comets. He is going to be a senior next year for Central Point.
Maybe 3-0 right now, but to Hunter Glidden's credit, he's been really good at getting strikes across so far this game.
Pushes a fastball across there, thigh high over the heart of the plate. He's thrown a lot of first pitch strikes. See if he's able to work himself fully back into this at-bat. The count's 3-1, and the pitch home is hit well, but foul off to the right side. And there you go. Just like you said, Walter, after being down 3-0, Glidden's worked it back full 3-2. It's marked of a hard-nosed pitcher up there, a guy who doesn't quit on himself. I think that's something that Glidden has really improved on over the course of this summer. Even something that maybe something he didn't have in his bag during the prep season, as he misses here, but a good battle nonetheless to Zach Harrington.
Yeah, well, it's something that P.J. Safford does really well. I was noticing that when he was playing against the Reno Knights yesterday. I noticed that he'd get down 3-1, 3-0, and he'd come back and strike a batter out.
It's important for guys like Glidden who are underclassmen, who are improving their game, to get around these older guys. That's why I love Legion Baseball, because you just learn so much playing at this level. Glidden has improved so much over the course of this summer. First pitch to Andy Sweet is called a strike on the inside third. Sweet looked like he was about to lay down a bunt and then pulled it back, but the strike was called against him regardless. Colin Tacchini at third base going to come in and protect the bunt. Meyer at first base holding the runner, but he'll be charging on the pitch as Glidden delivers the 0-1 home to Sweet, who pulls back, and then the pitch misses in the dirt. And so Sweet even in the count 1-1, and now Jacoby Tacchini going to go out and have a chat with Glidden.
What's the pitch count at?
Let's take a look here in just a moment, as that is something that is of interest as we prepare for a potential state tournament bid. Glidden's up over 50. That was pitch number 52 there, so letting him go a little while. They might be riding him out for,
I think I see Colby
65.
Warming up in the bullpen over there.
Well, there you'd have it. Colby Medeiros. Yeah, I do see him warming up too. Good catch. All right. It is a 1-1 count to Andy Sweet. Runner aboard first. There's nobody out here in the top of the fourth inning. The Falcons lead the Central Point Comets 2-0. Pitch from Glidden. Line drive center field. Drops down in front of Hoblet for a base hit. Back-to-back base runners to lead off the inning for the Comets in the fourth, and it brings up Michael Villarreal.
That ball was well fielded by Harley Hoblet. Just a good hit, though, from Harrington.
Yeah, those just dropped right down in front of Hoblet, but we've seen those get by outfielders in the past, but the Falcons sure-handed as ever. It's kind of something that we've been talking about during our commercial breaks in between half innings. You know, Falcons commit errors just like any other ball club, but they don't make the simple mistakes, and so Hoblet not overselling for that one, drops in front of him, but he's letting his pitcher continue to work here with 2 men on. As the first pitch to Villarreal is called a ball, 1-0. It looks like he's going to try to lay down a bunt to advance both of these guys into scoring position. Harrington at second, Sweet at first. As Glidden comes set, ready to deliver to the left-hander, Villarreal. Shows bunt again, pulls back again, this time called a strike. Villarreal dissatisfied with that call, but caught the inside third, and the count is even. A ball and a strike to the Comets right fielder. It's going to be Chase Austin on deck.
What kind of pitch do you want to throw if someone's showing bunt?
One that they're going to pop up, something up, make it hard for the guy to get down. 1-2, the count to Villarreal. Bunt is off. Falcons corner infielders playing even with the bag. Meyer actually behind the runner at first. The 1-2 pitch to Villarreal is called strike 3. Glidden goes inside with the heat and got Villarreal looking for the second time today. And it brings up Mitch Holland with 1 gone in the 4th. Holland also a strikeout casualty his last time up. Oh, pardon me, it's not Holland, it's the pitcher Chase Austin. All right, Austin digging into the right-handed batter's box. His first look at Glidden today. The first pitch misses low and away. Count is 1-0. Austin was 0 for 2 the last time these two teams met. He played the catcher position. Today, getting a chance as a relief pitcher. Actually, he was 0 for 4 across both games of a doubleheader against the Falcons. A foul ball back against Takini. He's going to walk that one off. It looked like it might have caught his shin guard, perhaps. But he looks to be okay as he walks that one off. The count is 1-1. As we have a brief pause in the action, want to again thank the gang at Klamath Falls Honda Subaru for stepping up and sponsoring, or I suppose providing, buses and vans for this year's Falcons trip to state. Heading to the coast on, I believe, Tuesday night as their first game is early Wednesday morning. But the Falcons bus broke down again at the end of the season. Made it 90% of the way, but, well, it's an old bus. And so Klamath Falls Honda Subaru stepping up to provide the Falcons transportation to get them to the state tournament. Want to give a big thank you to Rob Cedar and the crew there. The 1-1 fouled off towards the Falcons' dugout. Count is 1-2 to Chase Austin. After Austin, it is Asher Simmer who waits on deck. Pitch on the way from Hunter Glidden, takes a long look in. Now he's set. Here's the offering. 1-2. Looked at for strike 3. Finding that outside third to the righty. Austin down looking. Back-to-back strike 3 looking. As Glidden has got that fastball working here today. After 2 leadoff base runners, back-to-back strikeouts bring up Asher Simmer. And now we get a meeting to the mound for Coach Craig Connor and the Klamath Falls Falcons. Colby Medeiros returning from the bullpen, and I'm thinking that is going to spell the end as Glidden right at 60 pitches. And Medeiros comes in to replace him with 2 outs in the 4th inning of a 2-0 ball game. We'll step aside on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, and or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
Colby Madero's taken over for Hunter Glidden and the Klamath Falls Falcons in the top half of inning number 4, a game in which the Falcons lead 2-0 against the Central Point Comets. Colby Madero's the team leader in innings pitched coming into play today. He's making his 10th appearance of the season and his 4th in relief. 40 2/3 innings pitched. He's got a 6-0 record. 32 hits, just 3 runs in all that work. A ERA of .51.
Jeez.
Entering play today, Madero's has been fantastic this season. One of, if not the most underrated pitcher on the Falcons this season. You take a look at the guys who are the usual suspects for the Falcons. Colin Takini, Corbin Hamilton, Hunter Glidden's in that conversation. I think P.J. Safford as well. But quietly, Colby Madero's has put together maybe the best season on the team.
Yeah.
And he's taken over here in the top half of inning number 4. First pitch on the way to simmer is lifted sky high, shallow right field, playable for Ty Teeters behind first base. One pitch, Madero's is efficient, retires the batter, and that'll do it in the top half of the 4th inning. Falcons lead 2-0. Back after this on mybasin.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Bottom third of the Falcons order due up in the bottom half of the 4th inning as the Falcons lead the Central Point Comets 2-0. Trustin Thomas, Ty Teeters, Harley Hoblet due up this half inning. Raising some money tonight at Kiger Stadium. A lot of fans in attendance to benefit the team this year as they prepare for a state tournament appearance beginning on Wednesday at North Bend High School and a potential regional bid to Casper, Wyoming.
You're staying at the same hotel as them at State, right?
I believe so.
That's got to be fun.
It's, it's interesting. These boys give each other a hard time, but when I see them goofing off in the parking lot, I have to laugh.
Do they do the tape thing? I've been friends with a couple of people who are cruel enough to peel the tape off of the wall.
The tape off the wall?
Yeah. Okay. So some teams, when they go to a motel, they'll tape the door, like the entranceway, so they'll know if someone opened their door to sneak out at night.
The 0-1 is going to miss low 1-1. I was told, I know what you're talking about now, and I would never do that. That's just asking for someone to get in trouble.
It's cruel.
Now, you have 2 opposing teams staying at the motel. Maybe you go do that to the other team.
But then yours is also broken.
1-1 misses inside 2-1. I guess you're right. It's a lose-lose game.
The coach should be doing it.
Now that is bad behavior.
Okay.
We don't do that.
All right.
2-1 the count to Trustin Thomas from Chase Austin. Here's the pitch. Misses inside again. Thomas works ahead 3-1. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game today. Flew out to second base in the first inning. Austin. Here's the pitch. Thomas fouls that one back, and the count is full to the Falcons' right fielder. Like I said, Trustin carrying a 7-game hitting streak coming into play today. Trying to find that first hit right now, just 0 for 1. Still got a few opportunities. Again, a single 9-inning game tonight. As Thomas takes that one outside, he earns his way aboard to lead off the 4th inning, and it brings up Ty Teeters. Teeters without an at-bat tonight. He walked in the 2nd inning.
What do you think the dynamic at state is like? Because we're both representing Area 4, so wouldn't you want both teams to do well in the state tournament?
I do. I typically do. I mean, I'd like we said, this is a team that you could see in the second round of the tournament. And when all things are said and done, I hope that the teams in our league perform well at state because, well, it makes us look better, and it's the teams that we know, right? So if Central Point wins their first round matchup and the Falcons win theirs, then we'll be seeing these guys again at the state tournament, which I think provides a fun story and a fun opportunity for Area 4 South to be represented well. Teeters lays down a bunt, a well-placed bunt in front of home plate. The throw to first from the catcher is in time, but Teeters laying down the sacrifice, getting Trustin into scoring position, and it brings up Harley Hoblet with a runner in scoring position and just one out.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think Ty Teeters may be one of the best bunters on the team.
Yeah, that was a nice bunt, laid right down out in front of the catcher. Made Christensen make a play, which he did successfully, credit where it's due, but you're right. Teeters has been asked to do that a lot this season, and he's pretty sure-handed with that bat. Modest lead off a second for Thomas. Tracy trying to keep him put. The pitch to Hoblet is going to get away from the catcher off his glove. Pitch called a ball, and advancing to third on the passed ball is Trustin Thomas, now just 90 feet away from scoring with one out in the inning. Harley Hoblet, as we take a look at the statistics for him this season, has been a pleasant surprise for the Falcons this year, batting .343, 14 RBIs on the season. And the infield comes in for Central Point with a runner at third. The 1-0 to Harley is going to hit him. That one got him on the elbow guard.
Okay.
That's why it sounded pretty flush. But
yeah,
right there on the hard plastic, that's why you wear it. And runners at the corners for Carson Sims.
So you wear that for 3 at-bats for, 40 games? I think that's the first time that's been hit by a ball this season.
You'd be right. But gets him to first base all the same. He'll take it. Meeting at the mound for Central Point with runners at the corners and one out. Could be trying to discuss what to do if Hoblet decides to break for second. Don't think we're going to get a pitching change yet for the Comets, although we may here in the bottom half of the fourth inning.
Well, it looks like they're doing the same strategy as we were doing, going through a lot of pitchers this game to warm them up for the state tournament.
Yeah, get guys reps, but also keep as many guys eligible as you can for the tournament as well. That's why, they pulled Hunter after 60 pitches. Maderos has a hard out at 45 tonight, and he's out there working for the Falcons. I've got no idea, and I don't want to speculate how Central Point is managing their pitching staff, but I think that's more the goal. Get reps, keep guys eligible to try to make a run at things starting on Wednesday next week. All right. Hoblet aboard at first. Thomas at third. Carson Sims at the plate. There's one out in the bottom of the fourth inning, a game in which the Falcons already lead 2-0. Chase Austin comes set and delivers the pitch. Sims showing bunt and pushes one down the first base line, and the squeeze play works, and the Falcons earn a run. As Hoblet advances to second, Sims is out at first, but give him the RBI, and the Falcons lead 3-0 on the safety squeeze.
He almost beat that one out. I was kind of surprised. He was really fast down that first base line. I don't know why I'm surprised every time that he runs, but every time I acknowledge it.
He's got a lot of speed, that's for sure, and he runs hard every play. He doesn't make that sacrifice bunt easy. But he gets an RBI, and it brings up Corbin Hamilton with the runner still in scoring position. The pitch to Hamilton finds the outside third, belt high for a strike, 0-1. Hamilton laid down a sacrifice in the first inning, but he also grounded out in the third, looking for his first base hit here tonight. He's a .450 hitter and has 29 RBI this season. Here's the 0-1 from Austin. Hamilton smashes it into center field, but right at Keyser. And that will do it in the fourth inning. The Falcons manufacture one run in this half, and they lead 3-0 as we go to the top half of the fifth next on MyBasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local, community engaged.
Klamath Falls Falcons lead 3-0 as we go to the top half of the fifth inning on 104.3 and 960 Sports and on mybasin.com. Colby Medeiros out there working for the Falcons into his second inning of relief. He pitched he threw one pitch, I suppose, in the fourth inning, and he got one out. He came in relief of Hunter Glidden, who pitched 3 2/3 innings, allowing 3 hits, no runs. He walked 2 and struck out 6 batters in 3 2/3 innings pitched. That's impressive stuff for Hunter, as Medeiros looks to work the middle portion of this ball game. Like we said in the last half inning, Medeiros limited to 45 pitches today, as that pitch is called a strike to Kellen Christensen, 0-1. That's because Medeiros reached a high pitch count earlier in the week on Thursday. Count is 0-1 to Christensen. It's a roller back up the middle, ricocheted off of Medeiros' glove out to Sims, but Sims makes the play onto Meyer, who applies the tag. Everyone having tough play to make on that one, but the Falcons do so successfully. 1 out in the fifth, and it brings up Brady Grether. Grether 0 for 1 in the ball game. He grounded out in the third. Medeiros looks in. He's only thrown 3 pitches. He's gotten 2 outs since entering the ball game. There he gets across a strike, knee high over the heart of the plate. 0-1, the count to Grether, top of the order, due up next in Ronix Kieser. Medeiros delivers the 0-1, and it misses outside, 1-0. Medeiros goes to Lost River High School. He'll be a senior next year for the Raiders. The 1-1 misses low, 2-1. A lot of his Raider teammates probably at this point getting ready for the football season, which is only a little over a month away. The 2-1 line drive center field. Hoblet is going to play that one on a hop. It gets down for a base hit off the bat of Brady Grether. That is the 4th hit of the day for the Comets, and it brings us back to the top of the order for Ronix Kieser with the runner on and 1 out.
Yeah, not a lot of time for Hoblet to react on that play. He just knock it down and stop him from getting to second. Good base hit.
Kieser's got a base hit already today. He's 1 for 1. He also walked in the first. So reaching base every time up today. Medeiros trying to keep him off the base pads here, and he starts him out with a swinging strike 1. Kieser, class of 28 for Crater High School. He was called out on an interference play in the third inning. He was trying to steal second, and the batter interfered with that play. He sends a ground ball up the middle. Sims fields it, touches the bag for 1, throws to Meyer for 2, and a 6-3 double play gets the Falcons out of the fifth with the lead intact. 3-0 going to the bottom half next on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Rob, why do you think so many families choose Subaru here?
Because they're built for real life here in Southern Oregon.
All-wheel drive, safety, and room for everything from kids to camping gear.
And we've got Subarus in stock, ready to go when you are.
Plus, we're locally owned and deeply involved in the community.
When you buy from us, you buy from a dealership that supports Klamath Falls. Stop by and say hi.
Friendly, local, and easy to work with. That's us at Klamath Falls Subaru, right on Washburn Way.
Jacoby Takini, Ian Meyer, Colin Takini due up this inning as the Central Point Comets have a new arm out there for him. It's Austin Jepson. Let's see, a quick look at our recent outings against Central Point. This is the first time the Falcons have seen Jepson this season, but the right-hander for Crater is class of 28. Again, Central Point just looking to keep guys eligible as they get ready for the state tournament. Bottom half of the fifth inning, the Falcons lead by 3. And Chase Austin exits the game. Austin Jepson has to go through the middle of the order. We'll give you the final line score on Chase Austin here in just a moment after the first pitch to Jacoby Takini. That one came in and hit him. For the second time today, Takini is hit by a pitch and is a leadoff base runner here in the fifth.
Yeah, 2 hit by pitches and no stingers.
Yeah, that's lucky for him. Are we going to get a courtesy runner in? Maybe not.
No outs.
Probably going to keep him in there for now. As Takini aboard at first. By the way, Chase Austin came in, pitched 2 innings of one-hit baseball for Central Point, although he did allow 1 run and walked 1 batter. Exited after 29 pitches. Here is the first offering to Ian Meyer, who fouls one off. Count is 0-1 to Ian, who's 1 for 1 tonight. He singled in the first inning and was hit by a pitch in the third. Jacoby Takini getting ready to lead off of first. About 2 steps off the bag. Jepson checks over on him before coming set. And now the 0-1 home. Meyer turns on that one, fouls it off towards the Falcons' dugout. The count is 0-2. Colin Takini is due up next for the Falcons. Nobody out and a runner aboard to lead off this one. Set out there is Jepson. Modest lead for Takini off of first. Not much to speak of. The 0-2 home is hit the opposite way down the line, but foul. The count remains 0-2 to Meyer. Team leader in average, 509. Second on the team in RBIs with 50. Tied for the team lead in hits, 54 of those. He's just had a great season playing his final career game at Kiger Stadium here tonight. Here's the 0-2 to Meyer. The pitch is a line drive to right center field. That's likely to be extra bases for Meyer. He turns around first. He's digging for second. The throw is cut off, and he slides in safely with a double. In the meantime, Takini goes first to third, and Meyer with a double puts 2 men in scoring position for Colin Takini.
Hey, he doesn't need a courtesy runner. He just went first to third.
Love that play. Love being able, the aggressiveness of going first to third there for Jacoby. And with Meyer going to second as well. Good aggressive base running paying off that time. 2 men in scoring position to lead off the inning for Colin Takini. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Struck out his first time up, but singled back in the third. The infield comes in for Central Point. They trail the Falcons 3-0. Here's the first pitch to Takini. Misses upstairs, 1-0. Colin on the season, that's .372, 31 RBIs for him this year. And just trying to find any kind of real estate he can, likely to score 2 runs. The outfield in a little bit. The 1-0 misses high again, 2-0. All right. After Colin Takini, it's P.J. Safford who's due up next for the Falcons. Colin settles back in. Jepson comes set, takes a look around, but no one's holding the runners again. The infield in. The 2-0, line drive, center field, base hit. Takini is going to score. Meyer is held up at third. And an RBI single gets the Falcons a 4-run lead off the bat of Colin Takini. P.J. Safford due up now for the Falcons. 1 for 2 so far tonight. Singled in the first, grounded out in the third. And Coach Teeter's having a quick chat with Safford here. Falcons laid down a safety squeeze last time faced with runners at first and third. See if they decide to do something again or if something else is in play here for the Falcons. 4-0 lead in the bottom half of the fifth. Leading off of first is Colin Takini. Jepson set. The pitch. Safford bunts. The pitch misses high. He tried to lay down a bunt, but it missed high and in. Count is 1-0. Trustin Thomas due up next for the Falcons, and Coach Teeters down the third base side issuing a new set of signs to his base runners and the hitter. See if anything changed. Again, Safford showed bunt on that last pitch. 1-0 the count. Jepson set once more. Safford shows bunt, pushes it down the first base side. A beautiful bunt. Tag applied by the first baseman. Safford is out, but the run scores, and another safety squeeze leads to a run. Meyer touches home. Colin into scoring position at second. Safford gets the RBI, and the Falcons lead by 5. Beautifully done again by the Falcons. It's not the flashiest, but that's good baseball.
I don't know. That seems pretty flashy to me. It's pretty fun.
That's the flashiest play you can make.
Sacrifice bunt?
You know, I just love fundamental stuff like that, so big fan of that kind of thing. Trustin Thomas 0 for 1 today. Bats here with a runner in scoring position. Pitch on the way. Thomas scoots out of the way, a ball 1, a fastball inside. Trustin led off the 4th inning by earning a walk. He scored a run in that inning. Here's the pitch in. Trustin Thomas pops one up, shallow right field. Villarreal coming in, makes the catch, 2 outs.
Yeah, I have to say, a couple of the teams that we've played this season might have dropped that ball. This is, honestly, I think this is one of the better teams in our league.
Yeah, these guys are certainly competitive. Like we said, they're state tournament bound just like the Falcons are. They're the defending league champs as far as last season, too. The Falcons, of course, supplanting them this season, but Central Point won the league title last year, so they're a good group.
Statistically the best team besides us in our league.
Absolutely. I think some of that has to do with the fact that they play a lot of non-league games, too, as Ty Teeters takes a pitch inside 1-0. You know, there's a handful of teams in Area 4 that just don't play non-league competition. Grants Pass has only played 2 non-league games this year. North Jackson has only played 2 non-league games this year. Even the Medford Mavericks, I think they've played 5, which is still a pretty low number, all things considered. As that pitch to Ty Teeters catches the outer third, he's even in the count, 1-1.
Yeah, they've played 10 non-league games this season.
The Falcons have played as many non-league games as they've played standard league games, 18 apiece.
Wow.
The 1-1 to Ty Teeters is called a strike above the letters. He's behind 1-2. Teeters laid down a sacrifice in the 4th. He also walked in the 2nd. So looking to find a way aboard, see if he can't bring home Takini, who still stands in scoring position. Falcons have already scored 2 here in the bottom half of inning number 5. They lead by 5. Here's the 1-2 to Teeters. Opposite field to right. That is over the head of Villarreal and will be extra bases for Ty Teeters. Colin Takini scores with ease, and Ty Teeters pulls up at second, and an RBI double extends this lead, 6-0 Falcons.
Like the celebration, too. Kickstart that motorcycle.
There you go. All right. Harley Hoblet going to try to keep it going here for the Falcons after the RBI double from Ty Teeters. By the way, for Ty Teeters, double number 5 on the year, RBI number 19. Harley has hit a sacrifice today and has been hit by a pitch, but a chance to drive in a run for the Falcons, who now lead by 6. The pitch is a bouncer towards the left side. Sweet charging. Makes the throw to first in time, and that will retire the side. But the Falcons score 3 on 3 base hits. They leave a man stranded, and they lead by 6 as we go to the top half of the 6th next on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
Getting set for the top half of the sixth inning in a 6-0 ball game. Let's check the line scores for our two teams today as the Falcons lead the Central Point Comets. The Falcons have their 6 runs on 7 hits. They've committed no errors for the Comets tonight. No runs, 4 hits, 2 errors. Tyler Tracy, Zach Harrington, and Andy Sweet leading off against Colby Medeiros. The first pitch is going to hit Tracy, and he finds his way aboard to lead off the top of the 6th. So Zach Harrington a chance now. Leadoff base runner for Central Point. You know, they're still looking for their first run, but this is the 3rd time that a leadoff base runner has reached for the Comets. So the Falcons have done a good job of recovering after allowing a leadoff base hit. We'll see if Medeiros has the same luck that Glidden did in the start. This time he misses inside to Harrington. The count is 1-0. Harrington 0 for 1 in the ball game tonight, though. He flew out to right field in the first inning to go along with a walk in the 4th. Medeiros with the 1-0. Misses high above the letters. Count is 2-0. Andy Sweet is due up next for Central Point. Middle infield ready to try and turn a double play. Falcons defense turned a double play to get them out of the 5th inning. Medeiros misses wide. Count is 3-0 to Harrington. Seemed like that pitch was there earlier in the ball game for these pitchers, but Harrington works ahead here. Set is Medeiros again. Here's the pitch home. That one finds the zone. Harrington thought that was ball 4, but has to retreat. Still ahead, 3-1 in the count. Stands tall on the right side. Harrington crowds the plate a little bit. The 3-1 is fouled off, and the count is full. Credit to Medeiros, working back into this at-bat. Couple of borderline pitches went against him to fall behind 3-0, but now the count is full, 3-2. Harrington again. Close to the plate. Medeiros steps off. Throw over to first. Back safely is the second baseman, Tyler Tracy. Medeiros set again. Here's the 3-2. That is called ball 4. Missed off the outside. Tyler Tracy is into scoring position. Harrington aboard at first. Back-to-back free passes for Medeiros to start the 6th inning. And it brings up Andy Sweet in an RBI opportunity for Central Point. Sweet tonight is 1 for 2. He popped out in the first, singled in the 4th. All right. Sweet shows bunt, pushes one down the third base side. Colin Takini charging, slings it to first in time, and the play is made. Meyer is able to come down on the bag after having to leap to bring that one down, but for Sweet, he does his job. Tracy advances to third. Harrington advances to second. A good bunt sets up Michael Villarreal with 2 men in scoring position and 1 out in the inning. Villarreal 0 for 2 today. He's looked at strike 3 both times, but now an opportunity to get his team on the board as they trail 6-0 in the top half of inning number 6. Medeiros set, takes a look at the runner at third, Tracy. Now delivers home. This is a line drive hit foul, and counts 0-1 to Villarreal.
Kind of an interesting batting stance from Villarreal.
Yeah, he keeps his feet kind of close together.
He cocks his bat back.
Yeah, he does. He
like
keeps his hands real back in that stance. So that one misses upstairs.
Kind of reminds me of like something of a form that Babe Ruth would use.
Like more like Ichiro to me with the hands back. He kind of slaps the bat at it. If he stuck his arm out before he came set, it would be just like it. The 1-1 misses wide, 2-1. The count to Michael Villarreal. The pitcher spot is due up next, and right now it's occupied by Austin Jepson. Jacoby Tacchini goes out, has a quick chat with Medeiros, allows us to remind you tonight's broadcast on mybasin.com. And every edition of Falcons Baseball is brought to you in part by their corporate sponsors. Sponsors like Kinsman Construction, Pacific Electrical Contractors, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Case Plumbing, Basin Telecom, also Peterson Cad Rental, Quality Electric, Bogate Construction. So many great sponsors have come together and supported another great season of Falcons baseball. This is the final regular season game tonight, and right now the Falcons lead by 6, but the Comets flirting with a run here in the top half of inning number 6. 2-1 the count, and Villarreal fouls it back. There's 2 strikes on the Comets right fielder. Tracy and Harrington led off this inning by being hit by a pitch and walking, respectively. Sweet laid down the sacrifice bunt to move them both into scoring position. But a strikeout here for Medeiros would go a long way in trying to keep the shutout intact. The pitch is lifted into the air, left field, but well fouled. And the count is still 2-2. Hamilton tried to track that one down in foul territory, but that one was out by the patio. No chance to get that one. And the count remains 2-2 to Villarreal.
Yeah, I think the fans had more of a play on it than Hamilton did.
They got some girls out there sitting crisscross applesauce. They might have had a good play on it. 2-2 the count to Villarreal. He crowds the plate with 2 strikes on him. The pitch from Medeiros is swung on and missed. Villarreal has the hat trick. 3 strikeouts tonight. There's 2 outs in the 6th. And it brings up the pitcher spot. Right now it's Austin Jepson. Pitcher spot has struck out twice today. Once it was Mitch Holland in the 2nd, then it was Chase Austin in the 4th, and now it is, like we said, Austin Jepson. But here is Craig Connor up and out of the dugout for the Falcons as he chats things over with Medeiros. Doesn't seem to be taking the ball from Medeiros just yet. Like we said, Colby has a hard out at 45 pitches tonight. Let's see. Right now, he's only at 23, so he's working well and working hard so far tonight to try to work deep into the ball game. Right now, we've got the base umpire talking things over with the Falcons huddle. Everyone's in on the action. The home plate umpire is about to jump in on it. All right. Conference has concluded.
Party on the mound, guys.
Atypical, I suppose, but all right. Don't usually see as much discussion with the umpires in those settings, but it must have been a real interesting conversation out there. Medeiros back on the hill. We're ready for baseball. Austin Jepson digs in. His first at-bat today and a chance to get his team on the board. 2 outs, but 2 men in scoring position for Jepson. So Medeiros delivers the pitch. Off-speed pitch finds the outer third. Count is 0-1 to Jepson. Jepson has not had an at-bat this season against Klamath Falls. But what a time to come up for his own team here. The 0-1 from Medeiros is hit foul. There's 2 strikes on the pitcher. On deck is Asher Simmer. And we've got second meeting out there for Craig Connor, just like that, with 2 strikes on the batter. Medeiros is done. Was he hard out at 25, perhaps? Regardless, this is it for Medeiros. We're going to have a change, and we'll step aside for said change. With 2 strikes on the batter and 2 outs in the 6th, the Falcons will look to tie Teeters, it seems. We'll step aside on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Ty Teeters getting ready to go here for the Klamath Falls Falcons, making his 3rd appearance of the season. He's pitched 4 previous innings, allowed 3 hits and 3 earned runs. He struck out 4 batters. Not a huge sample size for Ty, but he's looking to realistically just try to throw 1 strike against Austin Jepson here as he takes over in a 2-strike count. Colby Medeiros was removed after 25 pitches, which keeps him eligible to pitch potentially in a tournament opener on Wednesday or thereafter should the Falcons need him. And so Ty Teeters enters the ball game. PJ Safford enters the ball game, I suppose. Ty Teeters just comes in from second. Colin Takini takes his place, and Safford enters to take over at third. And so the Falcons now are batting their full 9-man lineup with Safford dropping the DH and coming in to play defense.
If Ty Teeters throws 1 strike here, who gets credited with the strikeout?
Well, Ty Teeters is the one who did it, and he did it. 1 pitch and a strikeout for Teeters. And we are done with the 6th inning after the Comets leave 2 men on and are still being shut out by the Falcons pitching staff. To the bottom half of the 6th, we go next on mybasin.com.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
Top of the Falcons order due up in the bottom half of the 6th inning on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com. Carson Sims tonight is 0 for 2. He hit a sacrifice and had an RBI in the 4th inning, but he's also reached on an error and flew out into a double play in the first 2 innings of this one. Leading off the bottom of the 6th in a 6-run ball game, the Falcons lead Central Point tonight. Carson watches one dip away. The count is 1-0 to Sims, with Corbin Hamilton due up next for the Falcons. Austin Jepson still out there working for Central Point. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Sims. Nearly hit him. He ducks out of the way and is ahead 2-0. Sims, a .393 hitter on the season for the Falcons. 27 RBIs coming into play today and a team-high 54 runs scored. 2-0 the count to Sims. And the pitch from Jepson. It's going to miss upstairs, again above the letters. Sims ahead 3-0. Jepson working out of the stretch. No windup for him with the bases empty. Here's the 3-0 to Carson. And that one nearly hits him. A 4-pitch walk to lead off the inning. And the Falcons have a base runner for Corbin Hamilton. Corbin still looking for his first hit tonight. He's 0 for 2, but we might need to wait for just a second. It looks like Zach Harrington might be getting ready to throw as they give him a new glove. And might be stepping aside here for 60 seconds as the Central Point Comets grab a new pitcher. The Falcons lead 6-0 on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Andy Sweet taking over for the Central Point Comets here in the bottom half of the 6th inning after a leadoff walk was delivered to Carson Sims. By the way, other changes for the Comets. Zach Harrington has moved over to third base. Austin Jepson stays in the game. He takes over at first for Harrington. Of course, Sweet was the third baseman, so he's now on the mound. Sweet did not throw for the Comets last time these two teams played on June 12th. But he'll have to go through the teeth of the order. 2-3-4 with a runner already aboard in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Falcons lead by 6. Like we were saying before we went to break, Hamilton without a hit so far tonight. He did hit a sacrifice in the first, a ground out in the third, and he flew out in the fourth. He lays down a bunt here. Sweet goes to second to try to get the lead runner, but Sims dives in safely. And the Comets come up empty for anybody. 2 men on to lead off the inning for Jacoby Tacchini.
I don't know. That was a really close play at second.
Was close, but again, Sims and that hustle, we've been talking about it all night, beats it out. Jacoby Tacchini with 2 men on and nobody out. He's already 1 for 1 tonight. He's also been hit by a pitch twice. Scored a run for his trouble in the 5th inning. First pitch on the way, sends one in the gap to left center field. That's going to roll for a day as Carson Sims scores. Hamilton gets the green light as well, and Jacoby Tacchini in with a 2 RBI standing double, and the Falcons lead 8-0.
What's he up to? He's got to be up to a lot by now.
What number you want to check on?
His RBI.
63. And also his 17th double on the season as well.
You think he'll have 70 by the time the season's over?
Here's hoping. Why not 80?
Okay. Let's go for triple digits.
Yeah, he's swinging the bat so well this season. All right. Barrett takes over on the base paths for Tacchini in scoring position. By the way, still nobody out as Ian Meyer gets ready to step in now for Klamath Falls. The pitch is hit foul. 0-1. Meyer has reached base 3 times tonight. Once when he singled in the first, he was hit by a pitch in the third, and he doubled in the 5th. Also scored a run in the 5th inning. Sweet set on the hill. Barrett leads off second. The pitch to Meyer called a strike. Knee-high fastball. Nice frame-up job by Christensen. The count's 0-2 to Meyer. Hasn't cooled down much tonight as we've been on the air for almost 2 hours and still 82 degrees in the Klamath Basin. It's a nice night.
This is the perfect temperature to play baseball.
I think so.
And any colder, you get a little chilly out there. Any warmer, you're sweating.
The 0-2 to Meyer is a line drive through into left field. Barrett gets held up at third. Falcons will keep runners at the corners here for Colin Takini and nobody out. Although, Walter, frankly, if you ask me, any weather is good baseball weather.
This guy.
I just love this game. Play it in the snow. I don't care. Colin Takini getting ready to step in 2 for 3 tonight. An RBI his last time up in the 5th inning. He also scored a run in the 5th. See if the Falcons have anything on here with runners at the corners. They have more than once tonight run a safety squeeze play. In fact, in each of the last 2 innings, they've been faced with this situation and done just that. Now, not a huge lead off of first for Ian Meyer, but he takes off anyway. Or he feigned a steal, tricked me, but he goes back to first and the count's 1-0. After Colin in the order, it's P.J. Safford due up next for the Falcons. Count is 1-0. Sweet takes a look around before coming set. Now offers up the pitch. Right down Main Street. Takini even the count, 1-1.
If you got no outs, do you risk getting in a pickle between first and second?
I mean, the Falcons have done that in the past, but they've had that safety squeeze working more often than not today. And it won't matter much anyway because Colin's hit by a pitch, and it loads him up for P.J. Safford. I think you also look at it as you got 8 runs, trying to get up to 10 for the 7th. That's a mercy rule in 9 innings if you can score that run who's out there right now. Right now it's Meyer who's the mercy rule run and some insurance at first for Collins. So I imagine that you get this late and you kind of start to play a little bit more conservatively to try to ensure that those runs get across. First pitch misses inside to PJ, 1-0. Safford has an RBI. He was the one to lay down a safety squeeze back in the 5th. He also grounded out and has a single in the 1st. Here's a ground ball up the middle. It is through past the diving glove of Grether and into center field. 1 run scores. They wave in Meyer. The throw is late and Meyer scores. The Falcons are up to 10 on a 2 RBI single from P.J. Safford. Colin Takini to second on the play. Falcons lead by 10. Here's Ty Teeters.
Great spot to hit it to, just right back up the middle.
It's got to feel good for PJ to hit that ball that just barely got out of the infield when that's precisely how the game went against him last night in Reno, where a ball was hit through and just barely got through, ended it, and he gets to return the favor, although to a different team, but knocking in some runs to help his squad. Here's the pitch to Trustin Thomas, called a strike knee high. Counts 0-1 to Trustin. Ty Teeters would be due up next. I stand corrected. Jacoby Nickerson in the on-deck circle for the Falcons. Still nobody out in this inning, and there's 2 men on. Safford at first, Takini at second. Thomas fouls one off. The count is 0-2 to the Falcons' right fielder. If you're curious for Central Point, who's due up in the next half inning, it's the bottom third of their order, 7, 8, and 9. 0-2, pitch to Thomas. That one is hit foul. Whoa. Half price hamburgers and fries at the concession stand?
Don't tell anyone.
I just told everybody. Whole town knows. Counts 0-2.
Get down there while you can, I guess.
Bouncer to the right side. Up with it is Tracy. Goes to second for 1, but they don't get Thomas on the back end. And he reaches on a fielder's choice. And did we add another run on that one? I don't think we did.
So the scoreboard says. I don't know.
All right, so Safford out on that play on the fielder's choice, allowing Trustin to reach. Colin goes to third, and Nickerson fists one foul. The count is 0-1. Teeters doubled his last time up. He knocked in a run in the 5th inning, also had a sacrifice in the 4th, and walked in the 2nd. Here's the 0-1 to Nickerson. That one is fouled back. Count is 0-1. This is Nickerson's first at-bat of the day. Jacoby, his second?
0-2.
Oh, 0-2 the count, pardon me.
It's his second foul ball.
Here's the pitch to Nickerson, 0-2, hit foul again. Nickerson did get a chance to hit against the Comets back on June 12th, was 0 for 2, but a walk did allow him to get on base and score a run in the opener of that contest. Nickerson bats here from the left side, and the pitch misses wide, 1-2. One out in the inning, and already 4 runs home for the Falcons here in the 6th. One more in scoring position with Takini at third. That's some extra insurance as the Falcons look for a mercy rule win in the 7th. As that pitch misses inside, 2-2 to Nickerson. On deck looks to be Max Rogers. This one is hit right back towards Sweet. Ricochets off of him. Nickerson racing down the line, and they get him. A close play and a great recovery by Andy Sweet. But a run does score. And so Takini touches home. The Falcons lead 11-0. Thomas advances to second, and Nickerson is out 1-3 in the book. But that one hit Sweet, I think, in the foot as it ricocheted off of him. Want to make sure he's okay. Coach is going to come on out and have a quick chat with him. But I don't think this is going to remove Sweet from the ballgame. He looked to recover pretty quickly and obviously was well enough to make the play. So here's Max Rogers. Rogers getting ready to hit in the 9 spot in place of Harley Hoblet here.
Who was that?
I don't know, but they were loud.
Someone from the dugout, gotta be.
I appreciate the team spirit. All right. Rogers on the season, a .314 hitter and an RBI opportunity with 2 outs in the 6th. There we go. There's the team spirit we wanted. Here's the offering from Andy Sweet. Rogers bounces one to third base. Harrington plays it on a hop and fires to first in time. That'll do it in the 6th. But the Falcons extend their lead to double digits and a chance to end things in the next half inning as they lead 11-0 on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
Asher, Simmer, Kelly, and Christensen, Brady, Grether do up this half inning for Central Point, at least as it stands right now. That's the bottom third of their order as they trail the Klamath Falls Falcons 11-0 in the top of the 7th. A chance for the Falcons to close things out a bit ahead of schedule. The Comets need 2 runs this half inning to play any longer in the bottom third of their order, trying to get things going. All right, no other changes, I don't think, for the Falcons on the defensive end. As here's the pitch from Ty Teeters to Asher Simmer. It is going to miss low, 1-0. Simmer today 0 for 2. He's struck out and flown out in 2 plate appearances. Pitch from Teeters, fouled back into Takini. That one didn't feel great. He's might need a cooling off period that time for Jacoby. Want to remind you the Falcons off to the state tournament on Wednesday on the coast in North Bend. They'll have a 9 o'clock first pitch. Full bracket isn't out and official yet, but as things line up right now, it looks like they're going to be taking on Everett Street in the opening round at 9 a.m. on Wednesday. Early first pitch, but Don't worry, we'll be along with you for every step of the Oregon State tournament and hopefully beyond for the Falcons right here on 104.3 960 Sports and on mybasin.com. For Central Point, they're also off to the state tournament. We talked about it. They get a little bit of a later game on Wednesday, 3 o'clock against LeGrand. Here's the pitch. It is a roller to the right side. Meyer comes over and up with it. Teeters covers first. The pitcher doing his job. And a nice job there for 1 out in the 7th. It brings up Kellen Christensen.
Yeah, you can always count on Ty Teeters to make the right decision. He knows what he's doing out there.
Christensen 0 for 2 so far tonight. He has struck out in the 2nd, grounded out in the 5th. Teeters delivers. Goes and fires up an off-speed pitch that's called a strike. 0-1 to Christensen. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out in the 2nd, grounded out in the 5th. Pitch from Teeters. Another knee-high fastball called a strike, framed up nicely by Jacoby, and the count is 0-2 to Christensen. Teeters set. Now the pitch, the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 against Christensen. Second time he's gone down on strike so far today, and the Comets down to their final out.
3-pitch strikeout. That was a beauty.
They go middle low with the fastball, middle with the fastball, middle up with the fastball. So long.
Climb the ladder.
Brady Grether, last chance for the Comets tonight. Here's the pitch from Teeters. Finds a strike. Curveball found the inside third. Teeters had to crack a smile for that pitch. That was a great curveball to get ahead 0-1. Here comes the pitch to Grether. Similar location. This one bounced up the middle. Sims up with it. Fires to first, and that is the ball game. The Klamath Falls Falcons win their final home game of the season via mercy rule. It's 11-0 against the league rival Central Point Comets. The Falcons unbeaten in league play, 19-0 on the year. We'll step aside for 2 minutes and wrap up the regular season for you and look ahead to a single-A state tournament beginning on Wednesday. Back after this on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, and or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
What are the best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan?
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
You know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
Josh Eldridge back with you tonight from Kiger Stadium. The final game of the regular season has gone final, and the Falcons with an 11-0 win against the Central Point Comets. 11 runs tonight for the Falcons, come on 10 hits. They commit no errors. For Central Point tonight, no runs, 4 hits, 2 errors. The win tonight, I believe, goes to Colby Medeiros, who pitched 2 innings in middle relief work, allowing just and striking out one batter. Tonight, the losing pitcher for Central Point, I believe it's Chase Austin, who pitched 2 middle innings, allowing 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned. He walked 1 and did not strike out any batters. Tonight for the Falcons, some notables for them. A 2-for-2 night with a double for Jacoby Takini and 3 RBIs. Ty Teeters added a double and an RBI and a 1-for-1 showing. Ian Meyer tonight was 3-for-3 with a double and 2 runs scored. PJ Safford 2-for-3 tonight with 3 RBIs as well. Otherwise for the Falcons, they got 1 hit each from, I suppose, Ty Teeters, the only guy with 1 hit. Everyone else had multiple hits tonight for the Falcons. Colin Takini, 2-for-3, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. With this win, the Falcons finished the regular season with an astounding 33-4 record and an unbeaten 19-0 conference mark. This loss for Central Point puts them at 22-7 on the year and 14-5 in area play. But both of these teams bound for the Oregon Single-A Legion State Tournament beginning on Wednesday at North Bend. For the Falcons, it's a 9 o'clock first pitch against the Everett Street Mechanics. For Central Point, it is a 3 o'clock first pitch against LeGrand. I suppose those are still subject to change. The bracket becomes official tomorrow morning, but for all intents and purposes, just trying to speculate a little bit here. Again, 9 a.m. for the Falcons, 3 o'clock for Central Point. Look on our socials and on the Klamath Falls Falcons baseball page tomorrow morning when all that becomes official. Otherwise, a win tonight for the Falcons, keeping the home crowd happy at Kiger Stadium for their final time tonight. Want to again offer congratulations to great careers here at Kiger Stadium to the likes of PJ Safford, Ian Meyer, and Colin Takini, but they're hoping to get a few weeks left of baseball here for the Klamath Falls Falcons coming up. I guess we got an official bracket here coming out for the state tournament. So it is official. Klamath Falls taking on Everett Street at 9 a.m. on Wednesday. Central Point taking on LeGrand at 3 o'clock on Wednesday. The other half of the bracket features the Eugene Ole Athletics against West Albany. That's a noon first pitch at North Bend. The nightcap is the host, North Coos, against Columbia Gorge. Falcons hoping to play at 3 o'clock on Thursday, but it's all dependent on what happens on Wednesday at 9 a.m. against Everett Street. This full bracket, like I said, you'll be able to take a look at it by tomorrow morning on our website on mybasin.com. Otherwise, this about does it for our regular season coverage of the Klamath Falls Falcons American Legion baseball team. Thanks for joining us all season long. Want to thank everybody involved in making today's broadcast possible. Both head coaches, of course, Sean Teeters for the Klamath Falls Falcons, and for Central Point, their head coach, Jay Campbell. Also want to thank our official scorer and stadium announcer, Mike Safford, for keeping us straight up here in the box. And also thanks to you for joining us for another edition of Klamath Falls Falcons baseball. The state tournament begins on Wednesday, and I hope to see you then. But until then, my name is Josh Eldridge. Have a great rest of your Sunday night. So long from Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls.